Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. How is everybody doing today? Welcome back for another installment of Self-Care Sunday. I know, y'all have been missing it. I apologize, but I mean, we've been doing Self-Care Sunday pretty consistently for like over a year, like since I was in my apartment. So I think naturally every now and then you kind of like need a break, and I really just, with everything going on, haven't really had it in me to do 3 videos a week. I mean, 2 is still good. There are some YouTubers who only upload 3 videos a month, so I think I'm doing pretty good. But yeah, I wanted to come in and do a self-care Sunday because I have this new deep conditioner from Miche, the Peaches and Cream limited edition deep conditioner. This is no longer available, but I have the feeling that if it is well received, Michelle will at some point bring it back. So before we get into anything, if you are new here, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing. A lot of you guys said I needed to mention this in my videos, especially because now that I'm like integrating new content in, a lot of you guys don't see when I upload things that aren't on brand for my channel. So if you're new here, please hit that subscription button, and also, if you haven't, hit the notification bell. I know I don't say that often. I don't know, I guess it just kind of seems like a broken record kind of thing, but if you hit the notification bell, you always know when I upload. You won't miss anything, even if it's content that's not on brand for me. So, if you are new here, Self-Care Sunday is a day that I take out mostly every week to deep condition my hair. We'll usually try out something new. We'll talk about life, things that are going on in the community, just chill. It's just a day for all of us to do our hair together and kind of get ourselves together for the week, because self-care is very important. So if you are interested in seeing how this new Peaches and Cream deep conditioner works on my hair and just catching up, then keep on watching. Let's go ahead and talk about this deep conditioner. I am so excited to use this because you guys know I really enjoyed the limited edition deep conditioners that Miche launched during holiday. So again, this is the Miche Peaches and Cream limited edition deep conditioner, and it is an 8-ounce container. It says handmade in small batches. Yes, yes, yes. Put your hair to this sweet and creamy goodness. This Peaches and Cream deep conditioning mask is made with peach kernel oil and coconut cream, which have extreme moisturizing and strengthening properties. This deep conditioner will restore your dry hair and scalp and will leave your hair feeling healthy, shiny, and moisturized. The sweet and juicy scent of Peaches and Cream lets you know your hair is in for a treat. Know what I mean? Peaches and Cream? Hey, Peaches and Cream. I need it because you know that I'm a... Okay, let me stop. Even though this smells good enough to eat, please do not ingest. Yeah, please don't eat this, y'all. It does say after shampooing hair, apply a generous amount of deep conditioner into clean, damp hair. Comb gently through hair from roots to ends to thoroughly distribute conditioner. Place a plastic cap over hair and leave it on for 30 minutes. Rinse thoroughly with warm water. And then it does say for an intense deep treatment, sit under a hooded dryer with a plastic cap over hair, or sit under a hair steamer with no plastic cap for 10 to 15 minutes. Rinse thoroughly with warm water. And there are no silicones, drying alcohol, sulfates, parabens, mineral oils, synthetic or artificial colors, phthalates, or animal testing. And the first 5 ingredients of this are distilled water infusion of slippery elm extract and aloe vera, coconut cream, BTMS and CDO alcohol, vegetable glycerin, and peach kernel oil. So first 5 got those good ingredients in there. There is also some almond oil in here, just so y'all know, those of you with those nut allergies. And then the rest is pretty simple. There's some triglycerides, propanediol, cetyl alcohol, phenoxyethanol, which is a preservative, caprylyl glycol, and sorbic acid. And then there is phthalate-free fragrance. And here is the texture. It is a very creamy. Hopefully y'all can see that because the light is bright and the sun just randomly decided to kind of come out for a second. So hopefully y'all can see that. So let's get right into it. I have cleansed my hair with the Miche cleansed shampoo. Look at that horrible part, y'all. To my defense, I couldn't see what I was doing. I was in the shower. and I don't have a shower mirror. So you can see my hair is nice and shiny, very nice and squeaky clean, but still soft. It doesn't feel like hay, it feels really good. I needed a good cleanse because I've had my hair in a low pony for the last like 3 days. I've been filming some reviews and some came out really, really good and some did not. So I have some new reviews coming for you. It's just been difficult trying to get hair content filmed just because of the way I have been scheduled, and I'm really about to, honestly, I'm really about to change my availability because they're getting ready to send the kids back to school. And those of you who don't know, my mom is a teacher, and that is going to change like the whole dynamic of our household. And so I'm probably going to drop my hours down because like I'm in a position where I've put enough money away to where if I need to cut my hours or quit altogether, like I can, and it's not going to be a big issue for me. Like I've done a very good job of saving a lot of my money. So that will be fine. I'll still be able to pay my bills and, you know, I'll be good. But it's one of those things where I don't want to if I don't have to. But I think that just, you know, from our little family meetings and stuff, that's going to have to happen. Cause yeah, they've been working me like a dog. Like a little over a week ago, I did a 7-day stretch, no day off, and I'm about to do another one. This is my last day off for a whole week. So it's been a little frustrating. It's been a little difficult because it's like, y'all know full well I have a parent at home that's high risk and you want me up there. Like if someone comes in the store with a mask, everyone else that works in the store can walk away from them. They can avoid them. I can't. I have to be right there in those people's faces begging them to put a mask on. So it's like the one person in the store that you know is going to be affected by this family-wise the most, you're putting up there every single day. And I have been up there every single day. No breaks. I've forgotten how to do just about everything else at my damn job because that's what I've been doing, standing there doing that shit. So let's see. Ooh, she's really nice and creamy. At first it looks like it might be looser, but it's not. It's very creamy. I just took that little bit out of the cap and then taken a little bit from the jar. And I just added a little bit more water to my hair because I've been walking around doing a couple things before I got on camera. Okay, that feels good. It has nice slit, feels super silky and soft. Oh. This feels really nice. I was honestly kind of skeptical about purchasing two. I did get two. Only because I was not expecting them to be $25. Now, hear me out. When the limited edition ones came out this past holiday season, the original price was $25, but they never charged that. At least I don't recall them ever charging that. So whenever I purchased mine, because I got some on sale and then I got some not on sale, the sale price I checked that I paid, the price that I paid when I checked not on sale was $15.99. So I wasn't expecting to spend $50 on 2 deep conditioners, but listen, y'all, this feels like heaven. Now, I will say the one thing that pushed me was that I was so happy with the other conditioners that I got during holiday. I really enjoy them. And honestly, I will say the marketing that she did for Labor Day for these products was gorgeous. It was just so nice, and it was so nice to the point that it made me pull out my peppermint deep conditioner because I hadn't used it in a minute. I really haven't used a lot of my Miche deep conditioners in a minute. Not for any other reason than I'm just trying to use up some other things, some things that are coming up on their expiration date. So I've just been prioritizing other products because like between Miche and She Sent It, like I could just use those and like never worry about anything else I have in my stash. But I have been trying to make sure that I use up some other products, things that have been open or have like one more use. I have a lot of things that have like literally one use, and so I'm trying to be good about, y'all, this feels like it's hard to describe. Like if you could liquefy a sweater, y'all probably think I'm insane. But if you could liquefy a sweater, like this is so just soft. Like even my hands feel insanely soft. I'm trying to get in there good because my hair is definitely dry. I have let her go too long with work and everything. But yeah, so I'm just trying to get over the hump of that and trying to really just solidify what I'm going to do, because like a lot of us had, a lot of us said the same thing in our Get Ready With Me video. Like a lot of us are past the point of being grateful that we have a job. Like we're just like, okay, this is ridiculous. Like, I think for a lot of us, COVID has really just brought out the nasty, like retail has always been bullshit. Like I will just say that retail has always been bullshit. And so, but I've always had another job. You know what I mean? Like I was never just doing retail. So I was able to get away from it. And just like this past like year is the first time where I've only been doing retail. And it has made me remember that retail is a bitch, but especially COVID, like it's just brought out the worst in everybody during a time where we need to be the kindest to each other. And it's really sad to watch it, but I mean, it's just, it kind of just is what it is. Like, and I feel like there have been so many things that have been happening at work lately that I just feel like God is like, bitch, if you don't look at these damn signs that I'm sending you and get the hell out. Like, I feel like God is warning me. Like, I have just had a slew of bad incidents at work recently. And I feel like, actually, I don't feel like, I know for a fact that God is telling me to get the fuck out. I know it. Those of you who follow me on Instagram now, I'm just gonna add some deep conditioner in here, know that like a couple of weeks ago, I was at work and I got tore up by a wasp. Again, doing the whole greeting people thing. I'm at the front of the store. And I was doing several things at the front of the store because the help that I had ended up getting pulled away from me. So I'm like trying to keep count of everybody. Eventually we hit our capacity, so we had to go outside. So go outside. Thankfully, they were able to get a lot of people out of the store, so I was able to move everyone in the line into the store. I get my shit and I go back into the store. So I go back in, I'm doing some cleaning, minding my own damn business. I go to pick up a spray bottle and my hand like brushes against my chest and it feels like someone electrocuted me. And I'm just like, and like there's a customer in front of me and she's like, oh my God, did that thing just sting you? And I'm like, yes. So meanwhile, there is no one that can come and take my place where I am, right? So I'm standing there, clutching my chest. It's still working. Like y'all, if this is not capitalist grind culture, I don't know what is. Until I was finally able to get somebody to come take my place. Y'all, I didn't know I was allergic to any type of bees or wasps, but apparently I am. Thankfully I didn't have any anaphylaxis or anything, but it was extremely concerning because I got stung literally like right here, right? And immediately, you know, I cleaned it off. I made sure I had the stinger out, put a cold pack on it, and took some Benadryl. I would say 15 minutes after taking the Benadryl, I had a rash going from shoulder to shoulder across my breast and then coming up, like from all the way through here, stopping at the bottom of my chin. Y'all, when I tell you I was stressed, I was so stressed. I just ended up leaving. I didn't stay because, one, if you've been stung by a wasp, then you know that it hurts like a mug. I mean, I have a really high pain tolerance, but I wasn't about to stand there and like work all day while my whole chest is swollen and I look like I have the mumps. Like it was bad. It was a mess. That happened. I've had quite a few other things happen at work that I'm just like, God is telling me to leave. He's telling me to get out. So, I think I'm almost there to where I can drop my hours down, and eventually, probably right before holiday, like, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just being real with y'all. Like, I'm just gonna leave. Because right now, just in my area, the job pool is just weird. It's weird for everyone right now. I know a lot of you guys were saying that it's been difficult trying to find a job through COVID, and I'm just praying for everybody. Like, there's still so many people who don't have jobs. A lot of us are looking for other work because the things that we have had to go through without any type of hazard pay during this pandemic is just ridiculous. And so a lot of us are really just kind of swimming right now. And I hope that if you're struggling with trying to find a job at this moment, like, don't beat yourself up. Unfortunately, a lot of us are all in the same place, and don't allow that to consume you. I know it can really make you feel bad, but you just have to continue to walk in whatever faith that you have that everything is going to work out, and just do what you need to do for you. I think if 2020 has taught me anything, it's do what the hell I need to do for myself, because no one is going to do what you need for you but you. You know, like, you have to do what you need to do for yourself. That is the one thing that 2020 has taught me. And I have taken a lot of risks because of the places 2020 has put me in. And so far, I haven't regretted any of them. So I guess that's good, right? But, so a lot of people have been asking me to talk about this whole everybody hates their natural hair thing now, which I feel like, so I don't really like that people are boxing nappy-headed jojoba's video in with all these chicks that are popping up talking about how much they hate their natural hair. And Ebony too, because divesting from the natural hair community and hating your natural hair are two very different things. It's definitely one thing to come on camera and say, hey, like, I'm a lot happier now that I left the natural hair community because of XYZ. And it's very different, you know, and being like, yeah, I'm probably going to divest at some point too, because the natural hair community isn't giving me what I need. Like, that's what it boils down to. And that is very different from coming on camera and crying about your natural hair. And I don't like that people are basically saying that nappy-headed jojoba is the reason why all of this is happening. Because one thing I will tell you, and the one thing I noticed when all of these I hate natural hair videos started popping up, because let's be real, it's not the first time. Like, everyone's saying, oh, like, it's a new trend, but it's not a new trend. If you have been on natural hair YouTube for a while, like, I would say every year we have, it's either a wave of I'm relaxing my natural hair or a wave of I hate my natural hair videos. I would say that happens every single year. And it just happens because we all go through growing stages. And one thing I noticed too is that a lot of the women who are posting these I hate my natural hair videos are not even in the same hair category of women who are posting I'm divesting from the natural hair community videos. You know what I mean? Like, if we're talking about, like, the first few videos that I saw of this whole I hate my natural hair stuff, they were all in the types that we consider in this community to be somewhat desirable. You know, like, they were all mostly type 3s, some type 4, but mostly type 3s. And listen, this is my thing. If I were out here soaking my hair in baby oil and going to bed smelling like Palmolive for views, then I would hate my natural hair too. I would hate my natural hair too. You know, I've spoken many a time about my issues with the community and just how I feel about things in general, the stuff that I've seen, stuff that I've encountered. And I've also made it very clear of what I will and won't put up with. While I get it, as a YouTuber, your hair is your moneymaker. Your hair is the thing that gets you noticed. It's, for a lot of these ladies, the things that gets them paid. You know, when you start to treat your hair as more of a tool than you do something that is actually a part of you and something that should be loved on and really cared for, you're gonna hate your natural hair. And this is the thing too, a lot of these same ladies who are posting these videos are ladies that, you know, I have heard complaining about views and engagement and why they're not growing for a while now. It's deeper than the hair. It's a lot deeper than the hair. And if you really pay attention, I feel like the whole I hate my natural hair stuff was going to be inevitable, right? You know, for some of these ladies, it's, oh, well, I damaged it. It's like, okay, yeah, well, that's obvious. We all saw that coming. And for some people, it's, oh, it doesn't do what I want it to do. And what it really comes down to is it doesn't do what I think or what society thinks deemed my natural hair should be doing is acceptable. And we can't change that. As far as, you know, especially the type 4 women in our community wanting to divest, I get it. You guys know I have been in full support and swing for the 4C naturals in this community for a very, very, very long time, right? And we've had a lot of discussions about many of the things that we have seen and heard, and a lot of the things that I really just don't, you know, agree with. We have watched some YouTubers completely lose their traction in the natural hair community because they have taken their own insecurities and their own issues out on the type 4 people in our community. And you guys know, I personally feel like there's a lot of stuff in that discussion that is not for me to discuss, because there are certain things that happen in this community that I don't really have an understanding of because it's not what I look like. And yes, we all go through things. Y'all, I literally had a coworker look at me the other day and say, "What did you do to your hair?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? What I always doing it. Put some leave-in conditioners and gel and I go." And she's like, I'm talking about from when you had your hair blown out. Why didn't you leave it like that? And I'm like, because I didn't want to. And she's like, well, you need to do that. It's more attractive that way. I think more men will talk to you. And I'm just sitting here, I'm just like, I just looked at her. I was like, I mean, it's on my head. I'll do whatever I want to it. Not that I have ever had an issue getting or keeping a man if I wanted to because of that natural hair. And the men that I've dated have always found my natural hair attractive. But that's besides the point. We all, as Black women, and I will say this, unambiguous Black women, because our experiences as Black women in the natural hair community are very different from the experiences of mixed women and white women and what I typically call the curly community, because there definitely is a very clear line. While I do have clearly have curls on my head. There's definitely a difference between my experiences and the experiences of a white woman with curly hair, and that just is what it is, right? The same way that there are very clear differences between me and another unambiguous black woman with 4C hair. We know this. And I know some people don't like to acknowledge that, and you in your everyday life may not see it as much, but being a content creator, oh, you see it. You see how the curl pattern and the length especially, and the density of people's hair plays a role in one, who gets offered more money. Because we can all sit here and do the same damn thing and we're not all going to get paid the same. That's for sure. But who gets the spotlight? Who is deemed to be the most knowledgeable? That's very clear. And even just myself, it's small, but when I cut my hair last year, things got a little quiet for me at first. You know, I was getting reposted a lot. I was getting a lot of attention when I had hit that point where my hair was really dropping. I'll insert like some screen caps or whatever from a couple of videos where my hair was really kind of dropping down. And even though that was cute and all, I hadn't had a trim in like 2 years. Not intentionally, but like my ends were just more and more shot. And so even though it was cute, and overall, my hair was healthy, but it wasn't the healthiest that it could have been. And so when I cut my hair, not only was the attention, you know, like people weren't really reposting my stuff like they were. And it was very clear that people were very much in love with my long curly hair. Not that my curly hair isn't long, it shrinks up. And I also noticed a lot more comments about my shrinkage. So many people have issues with my shrinkage and feel like I should have issues with my shrinkage, when I'm just like, but that's just what my hair does. Like if my hair is at its optimal health and it's happy, then that's what my hair does. I don't need to prove to anybody that my hair stretches down my back. I don't need to prove to anybody that my hair is down past my bra strap. Like, I don't have to prove that. I don't care. But in this society, and especially in the situation of being an influencer and your look being the thing, you know, that is what people want. And truthfully, I mean, if we're being honest, a lot of your faves probably wouldn't get as much attention if they didn't go out of their way to stretch their hair the way that they do. Because if you see the way their hair shrinks up when they just have a regular wash and go, you guys know I don't really overly stretch my hair that much. I put it in a bun and I just let it stretch naturally that way. But usually I'm keeping my hair in a bun because I want my hair out of my face. But a lot of your faves probably still wouldn't get this attention if they weren't out here stretching their hair, you know, to, you know, the world's end, because they too don't like their shrinkage. And people think that I should be doing the same thing because I have a lot of shrinkage. But me personally, I'm just like, that's really not why I went natural, you know? And so from my perspective, I totally get it. And I totally understand why people would want to divest. Especially those who are constantly overlooked and underappreciated, even though I know in my experience, it was the type 4 women who really taught me a lot. I mean, I was watching Nappy Foo every day. I was watching African Export every day. These are names that you hardly ever hear anymore, you know, like, yeah, I watched Whitney, and Lord, some of these ladies I can't even, Janelle P. Stewart. I think Yolanda Renee still does videos. I don't think she does hair content the way that she used to. I watched her. There are so many ladies that I could name. Like, I could just go through like a whole list of people that I watched. I watched several different people. You know, I was also watching the Glam Twins back then. So many people that I was watching when I started my natural hair journey, and it's so much harder to find type 4 content creators because eventually they move on to better things and happier places. They grow. And I don't think it's fair of us to tell people that they shouldn't. And this is the thing, I understand where a lot of people are coming from. It's like, no, but we need you. But it's also like, I don't think y'all see how we tend to put the weight of the natural hair community's issues and the weight of Black people's issues on this small group of content creators. Like, while we love everything Black and we love our people, it's like, at the same time, fixing these issues is a lot deeper. And for example, I'll talk about, I did my week in my Briogeo video, and my boo Sarah, hey girl, what's up? I love her. She's always in the comments, just like always showing support. But she brought up a whole point about how she wasn't a fan of the fact that the owner of Briogeo is Black, but nothing that they do is overtly Black, right? They're definitely an unambiguous brand, And I don't think most people would even know that the owner was Black if it hadn't been brought to our attention recently. I knew, but when I found out, I was still kind of, getting my footing with, pricier products and learning other things and stuff. And I wasn't really trying a lot of like high-end or salon brands. I tried a few things from Waddup that I really enjoyed, but that was about it. And those were definitely splurges for me at the time. But someone also came under, because I basically said, like, I really didn't care. Like, she's never been overtly Black. It's not like she was using her Blackness as a marketing piece, but not acknowledging the Black people who use her stuff, And, in my mind, I'm like, I've said this before. Let white people make money for us. Like, we've been making so much money for white people for years, and we have such a hard time with letting white people make money for us. And I see no problem with that. And someone made the comment of, oh, I don't need her to be like posting up in kente cloth, but like, it's disheartening that there's no representation whatsoever. And I'm just sitting here and I'm like, but there is. I mean, listen, it takes 2 seconds to click on someone's Instagram or like click on their pages and see who they're posting. And just like any brand that I feature here, because I would say most brands, with the exception of, I would say, Comet Biologics and Adjoa, they're slim to none on type 4 hair. Like, let's just be real. The Black-owned ones are slim to none on type 4 hair. Type 4 hair is hard to find in marketing spaces with a lot of these brands. And I will say, Pattern does a good job of that too. Her initial launch, there was a lot of type 4 hair, men and women, in her marketing. And I will say she has also done a good job of showing a diverse group of brown individuals in her marketing. But, and I just went back to check because I'm like, maybe I'm crazy, because I'm like, I know full well I have seen some afros up here. I have seen some cute ass twist outs. I've seen some cute ass braid outs in here, and I'm like, okay, I double checked. I'm like, okay, yeah, I see Black people here. And I'm like, this is my thing. Briogeo is one of the only brands that I ever get that complaint about when I mention the brand on the channel. But no one says the same thing about Curlsmith. Curlsmith be real white over there. Like, just like more recently here, it's been better. But for a while, Curlsmith was really, really white. And even still, the majority of the people that I see posted on their Instagram, if I'm scrolling, I see white women with curly hair. Same with Ecoslave. Listen, y'all don't want to admit it, but white women was really putting the Ecoslave on before we were really on that bandwagon. Like, let's just be honest. I mean, it was my white clients at Soma who were telling me that I needed to try Ecoslave for the channel. It was not other Black women up until recently, when it's, Kimberly Sherrill really started using them, and Jalen Mitchell started using them. Then it became a trend, and other Black women co-signed it, and then it was a big deal. But prior to that, most of what you saw on Ecoslave's page was white. And if you don't believe me, go to their Instagram and scroll a year back. You know, but I don't hear the same complaints when I talk about those brands though, even though it's the same thing, you know? But I mean, you also can't help who puts your product on, you know? If it's mainly white people putting your product on, then that's the main people who are going to use your stuff. Because listen, when white women hype stuff up, other white women buy it. Because I will tell you this, the first person I ever heard talk about Briogeo was Kathleen Lights. And then I think Coffee Break with Danny right after that. And if you're not really into makeup or lifestyle, then you don't know who those women are. But those were the main women that I heard talking about it. And they're not white, but they are white passing. So, you know, those are the people that put that brand on. It's not uncommon to mostly see the people who are buying that product there. But I do see still, I would say, a good amount, like if you actually took into account the amount of people that are actually posted on their Instagram, because they post more product shots than anything on Briogeo, on their Instagram and stuff. There's a lot of dark-skinned black people there. And I was just like this, like I'm not going to sit here and try to change your mind, but you're also not going to make me pin a brand against the wall for doing something that I see them doing. Like, it's one thing if she were out here saying, oh, we're black owned, Black Lives Matter, blah, 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 and you've never seen one black person. That would be an issue. My pumpkin going out. She back there tweaking. If she goes out, she goes out. I probably need to change the battery in it. But, yeah, so, you know, that whole situation took me back to a conversation that we've had several times here. And that's, we can have all the representation that we want, but if black women are not consuming the content, then it doesn't really matter how much representation is put out there. I see Ottawa's content all the time because we are constantly engaging with that company. Because of its small nature, I think it's a company that a lot of us feel really close to and enjoy. But y'all even was trying to tear Julian up for going into Sephora. Like, we really need to use some more critical thinking skills, y'all. We really do. But, you know, it's like I said before, I can go under the post of someone with 3C hair and there's thousands and thousands of comments, and a lot of them are, you don't post 4C hair, you don't post 4C hair, does this work on 4C hair, does this do this for 4C hair? It's all about 4C hair. Same company, same products, a model with 4C hair, there's no engagement on the post. None. And at the end of the day, all these algorithms, while annoying as hell, they pick up on the things that we do. And the algorithm knows that while we may say we want 4C content, when we get it, we don't engage with it, we don't look at it, we don't post it, we don't repost it, we don't talk about it. We just don't. Like, ain't nobody posting type 4 afros, but we'll repost a 3C girl with a dimming brush in a hot minute, you know? Brands see that, the algorithm sees it. And so it's like, we can work on all the representation in the world, but it comes down to, and I say this for everybody, this isn't just directed at 4C women, because there's a whole lot of 3C women out here talking about how much they hate their natural hair. We can have all the representation in the world. At some point, we have to make the choice to love what we have. Like, getting over that hump is a choice. For me, it was a choice because there was a point in time where I did not like my hair. And I wish that I had been in the position to do YouTube when I was on that journey, because y'all would have seen a whole lot. I was not always this very confident Brie, you know? I was not always this very confident young woman who loved her natural hair and felt good about it, but I had gotten to the point where I was kind of like, if I don't stand in the bad wash and goes, if I don't stand in the failed twist outs and the failed braid outs, if I don't stand in just letting my hair look like what it looks like and not being worried about somebody else's hair, I'm never going to actually like and enjoy my hair. It was something that I had to learn very early, and I think more so for me because I got a lot of backlash because I was always known as a girl with the hair down her back. I was always the girl with the long, sleek hair. And so people always put expectations on me and my hair anyway. And so for me to be able to feel comfortable enjoying my hair amongst all that criticism, I had to make a choice. And at the end of the day, loving yourself and loving your hair, no matter what your texture looks like, that is a choice. And it's easier said than done. It is so much easier said than done. I'm not gonna ever minimize the experience of another natural because, I mean, I've heard a lot of the awful shit that I've had directed towards me. I can only imagine how much worse it is for someone else with a much tighter curl pattern than mine. I can only imagine how difficult it is for a woman with 4C thin, fine hair. I can only imagine. And I've seen some of it, you know, and thankfully I'm at a point in my life where I don't care calling somebody out. Like, don't you dare say that to her. Don't you dare say that to him. At the end of the day, this is a woman-dominated movement. And especially as women, those of us who are going to move on to be, parents or aunties or whatever, to be mentors to other young women, instead of being so focused on wanting other naturals to act the way you want them to act when it comes to being a part of the natural hair community and, wearing the cape and all that stuff, I feel like if we all just worked a little bit harder to take that confidence that we swear we have to have on social platforms and actually put that into our everyday lives and instill that into our children and our nieces and our nephews and those who are coming behind us, whatever they see here, it's only going to be a grain of salt to them because the people around them, the people that they see every day, are going to continue to instill that confidence in them. We can try to push as much representation as possible, and that's great. I'm all for it. I want to see more representation, but I also want to see more Black women who are open to receiving hair that looks like theirs. Because at the end of the day, your hair ain't ever gonna look like nobody else's, baby. I've had hair envy. And it's so funny because now I'm in a place where I feel like I get a lot of people's hair envy and I'm just like, that's not what we gonna do. Because your hair is fly as hell. Your hair is fly as hell. And there's a whole lot of things about your hair that I would love to have on this head, but I don't, And what I really like about the community that we have specifically created here on this channel is that I feel like I don't see a lot of the self-deprecation that I see on a lot of other people's platforms. I feel like a lot of us talk and a lot of us really discuss our woes. Some of us talk in the DMs, and I think one of the most common things I hear from people who don't have hair types like mine is, your hair is nothing like mine, but I feel like I come here and I learn a lot and I feel like I have a friend. And that's the community that I want. Do I think that I feel like the natural hair community as a whole reflects the community that I want to see? Absolutely not. If we're being honest, I've been divesting from the natural hair community since I started this platform because the things that I saw in the natural hair community weren't the things that I wanted to perpetuate here. Everybody has that right, and it's okay to normalize divesting when you're in a place where you feel like you have outgrown it. I mean, I've told y'all several times when it comes to the whole protesting and stuff like that, there are a lot of things that I have outgrown. I am no longer the sister soldier type. Like, I'm just not. I've become more strategic in how I do those things. I've become more strategic in how I navigate my self-esteem and how I navigate helping you guys with your self-esteem. And I think that's really what it comes down to, is being more strategic about how we move through the society as Black women, because at the end of the day, we're stuck with what we're stuck with. And no matter how much we want it to, a lot of these things are never going to go away. They're always going to be there. As long as we got different races, they're always going to be there. And if we don't have different races, there's going to be something else that we use to divide each other. But we have to be more strategic about how we actually look at tackling these issues and how we work on ourselves. And at the end of the day, it's like, there are a lot of really great 4C YouTubers on here that talk about how they came to love their natural hair. And those of you who may be struggling with that, and you are 4C or type 4, like, I highly suggest you go watch those videos. Alexia from Candy Keeks did a really good one. I want to say like a week ago. I've been watching her for a while because I just love how she loves herself, you know, like her confidence is just something that I think a lot of people in general don't have. We have amazing, confident women to look up to in this space, but you got to consume the content, and you have to be willing to want your hair to just look like it's hair in its best healthy state, you know? So I don't know. That's just like, honestly, I feel like I just kind of rambled on for a little bit. I mean, that's kind of what Self Care Sunday turns into. But overall, like, you know, I've had a lot of people telling me that they feel like these videos are toxic in the community and stuff. I think as far as wanting to divest, I think that's natural. I think that's something that at some point everyone experiences when they enter a community, you know? And I think a lot of us, I don't think ever really just wanted to do natural hair either. Like, it's a struggle to do more than natural hair. You get requests to do other things, but people don't watch it. Like the candle video y'all been asking for like 4 months. And the fragrance video that y'all been asking for like 4 months. Ain't nobody watching it, you know? It's there. So if you haven't seen it, you should go watch it. They're great videos. I give lots of really great information. And I mean, at the end of the day, we can say, oh, I watch you for natural hair, but who doesn't want to smell good? Who doesn't want their house to smell good? Like, come on. But those are videos that are applicable to pretty much everybody, right? But, you know, a lot of us didn't just want to do natural hair, but it was the natural hair that we felt like we had to do because that was what people responded to us the most with. But at the end of the day, I think a lot of us came on YouTube because we didn't just want to be known for our hair, you know? I don't think that anyone is making these videos to be harmful. I think a lot of people are just trying to be open and speak their truth. I mean, that's what everyone says they want. They want honesty. And you know what? If you don't like your hair for whatever reason, at least you're being truthful about it. You know, I mean, we have people out here who are trying to sell y'all on methods and then coming back and saying, oh, well, I have moisture overload. And I'm going to show y'all something else. Like, at least people are being honest about how they feel, right? So it is getting really, really dark, and the wind is blowing really, really hard. So I'm going to go sit underneath my deep conditioning cap. I wish y'all could see Ellie. She's so, God, that cat is so cute. I'm gonna go sit underneath my deep conditioning cap and do a face mask. I'm gonna use this Urban Skin RX Even Tone Smooth and Glow Mask. I think I'm showing this in my skincare routine that's coming up. But this is how much I used, just so y'all can, oh, there's hair on that, so y'all can see. That's how much I used of this product. Yeah, the wind is whipping outside. It's about to be a nasty one, so I'm gonna go sit. I may not even sit underneath the dryer right now. I might heat up like my heating pad and like put it on top of my head with a towel, just because if it starts lightening and all that stuff, I don't want to be up under the dryer. So yeah, I'll be back when we have a little bit more light. Okay, y'all, so I'm back and these are my results. Oh my God, my hair feels so good. You know, at this point, like, I've tried a lot of deep conditioners over the last couple of years. I mean, pretty much a new one every week. And I love this. I am so in love with this. I kind of felt like I was going to be in love with this just by the way my hands felt while I was applying the deep conditioner to my hair. My hands felt so soft and silky. And my hair feels so soft and silky, and not overly soft. This doesn't make my hair feel like it's going to fly away, but I mean, can you just see how plush my curls are? Like, they are just so luscious and plush. They're supple and soft. I mean, I literally, like, my curls look like I could just let them dry like this. This is absolute, I woke up like this perfection. Listen, if you did not get your hands on this, I'm sorry, because this is amazing. For $25, this performed like something that's worth $25. It performed like something that's worth more than $25. I just wish I could explain in useful terminology how good my hair feels right now. I prefer this way over the Indulge. Y'all know I've been like so with Indulge. Like, the first jar I got, it was just okay to me. I did like it a little bit more now that I've gotten another jar. The jars that I've gotten since then have been thicker, and the overall feeling of my hair and the way it has applied to my hair has been so much more enjoyable than that first jar that I got. But this feels so good. I don't love it more than my Strengthen, but I think that if I had to have a top two for Miche, it would be this and Strengthen. Strengthen would be one, and this would be two. Because, I mean, my hair just feels so good. I really love the other two limited edition deep conditioners as well. Like I said, when I saw the advertisement for the peach and that they were bringing those back, it made me pull out those again because I just hadn't used them in a while. And I was just impressed again by the results that I got from both. The peppermint one is definitely the strongest in terms of the protein. I see the most difference in terms of, I mean, y'all see how shiny my hair is. And it says it will leave your hair shiny, and it does leave the hair very shiny. My curls just feel thick and soft. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm definitely a fan. I really like the warm sugar cookie one, but if I had to put it in a lineup, I would say that would probably be my least favorite. And that is in the realm of, like, for Miche, for me, least favorite is still outstanding compared to a lot of the other things on the market. Like, I haven't tried anything from them that I just straight up thought was bad. So that's saying least favorite in the Miche category is still, like, damn good. I think if you have that one, you will still enjoy it. It's really good. Love the peppermint as well. And I have been using both a lot during my little hiatus here. So I really do enjoy those, but there's just something about this. Michelle, I might need you to make this a regular, because this is damn good. It's damn good. It's just, I love it. I don't know, just to wrap everything up, I feel like when it comes to everything that's going on in the natural hair community right now, I feel like you gotta respect where people are and respect their decisions. There are decisions that we will make as content creators that you guys will never understand because you're not in our shoes. And you do have to respect it to an extent. I know that sometimes it can be disheartening, especially if you're a new natural, but also remember that there are still a lot of really awesome content creators out here that have type 4 hair, that are going to be out here creating bomb content and are going to be out here for you guys to look up to. But just remember, as you continue to ask for more representation, I hope that your support of that representation actually matches what you ask for. Make sure you're supporting those people. Make sure you're clicking. Make sure you're engaging. Make sure you're reposting. It makes all the more difference, you know? At the end of the day, no one is coming on here creating content so that they can just sit there and watch themselves, you know? I just really hope that no one is discouraged by any of this. At the end of the day, like, when you're on YouTube, you're there for the entire world to see, and people are going to see your highs and people are going to see your lows. And that's just part of it. You can call it toxic if you want to. You can call it a trend, but honestly, at the end of the day, that's life. You know, we all go through those periods in time where we don't like ourselves, and we have to learn how to deal with that in healthy ways. And I hope that a lot of these ladies that are in this position where they don't like their natural hair, they don't like their content, they don't like where they are on YouTube, I hope that as they continue to make content, I hope that they also continue to share those moments where they are building themselves back up, because it's not just the bad and it's not just the good. There's a whole lot of in between that we don't show. And I think a lot of us need to work harder to show some of that in between, as opposed to just sharing our high highs and our low lows, if that makes sense. But I hope no one ever feels discouraged in their natural hair journey. There's so many awesome content creators out here that are giving you positive affirmations every single day, that are walking in those steps of just loving themselves as people, whether it be doing their hair or doing yoga or cooking, whatever it is that they choose to do. It's not just showing other people you loving your hair. It's just showing other people you loving yourself in general. You don't have to be doing a YouTube tutorial for people to see that you love your natural hair. You can be wearing your natural hair out and doing whatever it is you're doing and existing as a positive Black individual. That is where the power lies. Once you know how to do your hair, you know how to do your hair. The power lies in carrying out that sense of confidence and that sense of self and that high self-esteem and self-worth in everything that you do. And so I don't feel that any of these women have to be hardcore, die-hard natural hair for that to still exist. Nappy-headed jojoba is still a positive force in this community, regardless of whether she's giving social commentary, talking about a Pat McGrath palette, or showing you how she does a pre-poo. She's still that positive force in the community just by showing her zeal and her intelligence, her ability to speak in a way that is just so profound but easily understandable. There's power in that too. And we focus too much on the aesthetics, the power that comes from showing each of you the aesthetics, than we do all the other things that come with being a confident and happy Black individual. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into this installment of Self-Care Sunday. I'm sorry it started to look a little grim and bleak. Hopefully the lighting doesn't look too terrible. Usually if I have daylight, I'm not adding anything to the situation. But yeah, hopefully we will see Peaches and Cream return, because this is amazing. I'm so happy that I got two. Like, I already want to put this back into my hair. And I just rinsed it out. This is dope. If she brings it back Black Friday or sometime next spring or summer, pick it up because it's amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a fabulous week, and I will see you guys in some more videos. Bye.